Hey everyone, this is Angel at Alternative Health. We hear a lot about genetics these days, from using it to find out where your ancestors came from to testing for specific diseases. But what genes are, what the study of genetics covers, and how genetics can be used as an impactful health recommendation tool is still somewhat of a mystery to most. Alternative Health, we have partnered with 3X Genetics to provide testing and analysis of your genes. If you are already excited, head over to alternativehealthfoodstore.com and click on Services and then 3X for Genetics. But if you want to know more, here's a quick guide to what genetics is and how it can lead you to your optimal health. So what are genes? Well, genes are bits of code found in our DNA that carry and create our various unique traits. Obvious examples are like our eye color or our height, but genes can also inform other things like our metabolism, how our cardiovascular system works, or if we might be predisposed to disease. 99.9% of our genes are the same as everyone else's, but it's that 0.1% that makes us truly unique, and from where we can gain knowledge and insights about our body's function. What is genetics? Well, genetics is the study of genes. It's the study of how traits are passed down through families, which genes affect which body processes, and how different genes express themselves, but most importantly, how we respond to the world around us, the food we eat, the exercises we do, and the stress that we encounter or bring upon ourselves. What are genetic variants? Well, that 1.1% of our genes that isn't like anyone else's is important because it's where our genetic variants come into play. Genetic variants are simply spelling changes in our genetic code that may impact how the gene works. People that have a specific genetic variant may find their cellular or systems functionality impacted in some way, making it different than someone else's, sometimes for the better. Now, what are some examples of genetic variants? Okay, well, we have genes can do all types of things in a person's body, and variants can influence functionality of all the way down to the cellular level. For example, the ACA gene influences our potential for fitness, endurance, or power. The GSTM1 gene helps eliminate toxins from our body. The HFE gene affects our iron storage, and the APOE gene impacts inflammation. As you can probably guess, any variation that alters a gene's functionality can contribute to everything from general bad health to chronic disease. Now, how do genetic variants impact my health and wellness? Well, a common misconception is that our genes are set for life and we can't change them. We can't change the code, but if we know what genetic variants a person has and how their genes express themselves in various ways to influence a person's health, then that person can make lifestyle and food choices that take these genetic variants into account. For example, someone may have a genetic variant that causes them to store iron too well. That means that we can do further testing and, if need be, recommend treatments that will address any excess iron. Or someone may have a genetic variant that impacts their ability to metabolize caffeine. They know it when they need to cut back on that extra cup of coffee. So what is genetic testing and what does it do? So how do we find out what a person's genetic makeup is? Well, you got to take a test. Genetic testing is fast and painless and typically involves a simple cheek swab. The results, however, are complex and can provide insights into cellular function, systems function, cardiovascular health, how we manage our energy intake, nutrient processing, and more. Why should we get our genes tested? Well, if you knew your genetic makeup that explained how your body functions and reacted to the world around you, then there's no limit to what kind of insight that could provide for your health. Now, you can eat the foods that would help optimize your health with exercise that are right for you specifically and your metabolism, and your energy levels can all be based on your genes. Your genetics can also point towards the root causes of illness and disease that could help us create a much more tailored treatment approach. Now, in other words, your genetic test is like a blueprint that will help you know how to build your health and wellness correctly. Get to know your genes. You may think you know yourself pretty well. You've lived with yourself a long time, but you can know yourself a lot better by getting to know your genes. They won't just give you unique insights into how your body functions, but can also put you on the path to optimize health and wellness. Maybe the path you've always been looking for. So to learn more about 3x4 genetic testing and how we can help you optimize your health, go to alternativehealthfoodstore.com and click on services and then 3x4 genetics. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This is not intended to diagnose, cure, or treat disease. Thanks for listening.